there were reports of a new species.
Welcome, everyone, to Season 2 of the Deep Rooted Podcast. I am your host, Dominic Anubis Powell, here with my co-host.
Hi, I'm your co-host. My name is Aisha, of course. You know me from Season 1. Mm-hmm. Nice to be with you for another season, everyone.
Welcome back. So, currently right now, we're missing 2 members. They're doing something big right now. They're handling their business. Marquise Wasi Irvin is currently in Florida doing his thing. And Ornella Joya, Cameroonian beauty, is she's back in school. So I want to say congratulations to both of them, as well as thank you for a memorable time, a great experience, and just being beautiful people.
Yes.
Just being beautiful people.
And we're definitely going to miss you this season.
Oh, yeah. We'll have them back up there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have them back up here because they miss you guys also, and I know you guys miss them. But today we have a very special guest right now. I want to introduce everyone to Councilman Daryl Booker.
Hello.
Of Collinsdale, PA.
Hey, hello, y'all. Good morning. It's a pleasure being here. You know, this is nice. I'd like to tell y'all, man, this is beautiful. Thank you for having me on. So,
No problem at all. It's an upgrade from, the relaxed setting of, the living room. Now we have like a little space for everything.
Well, sometimes you got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Again, like I said, looking at 4 walls is one thing, but then looking at, the Jeffersons right now, because this is like legit real quick. So, this is good, though. But, yeah, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, we moving
Thank you for coming.
That's cool. That's cool.
So, Councilman Booker, let the people know who you are.
Who I am, okay. Originally born and raised in West Philadelphia. Mother, father of almost 50 years. Raised 3 boys. Came to Delaware County in about 2002. Was in Darby for a while.
Okay.
Family got bigger. I have a blended family. We came in with. I came in with 2 boys. My wife came in with a boy and a girl. Been married for almost 20 years now. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Wow. Yeah. We had 3 other girls, all now. Like I said, the girls are ranged between ages of 19, which is my oldest daughter, 16 Sierra, and then 15 is my youngest daughter.
Okay.
And we actually adopted my granddaughter. So my oldest son had a daughter, and at the time, things didn't work out the way it was. But you know what, being the person that I am, wife she was, whatever. We decided to say, okay, you know what, since you weren't ready just yet, we're going to take on the responsibility. So for 10 years now, like I said, we've had her. I lived in Sharon Hill at the time, and then right before I got to Collinsdale, I had a councilwoman come to me and say, "What do you think about politics?" And I was like, "Nah, not me. I'm not thinking about no politics. Nah, I'm just a regular person. Just listen to what the world of politics is talking about." And he said, "No, I really want you to go up there to Collinsdale. They need a person up there that can speak their mind and be the voice of the people." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever, okay." So I went to Collinsdale in 2000 and, was it 5 years ago? 2005? No, 2020, maybe 20, whatever. 5 years ago, I moved to Collinsdale, whatever. And I met this person, my name is Dolly Gallagher. Me and her got to talking, and it was like, "Well, Daryl, I think you'd be a great person to help out with the Democratic Committee." I'm like, "Okay, I know nothing about that." But then remembering with my grandfather, he was part of the Democratic Committee in Philadelphia with the likes of Ed Rendell, Michael Nutter, Jonathan Seidel, a lot of those people. And at the time, I didn't take it serious only because I was a kid. A couple of dollars in my pocket. Okay, here you go, deliver some stuff. But then to actually meet the people now and understand, what they do and how they do things, I was like, okay, this is big. So 2 years ago, I was going to run for council. And it didn't work out the way it was supposed to, but things happen. So all of a sudden, a lady by the name of Felicia Coffey, which is now the mayor-elect.
mayor.
Yep.
Yes.
She says, well, Daryl, you had a chance 2 years ago. Let's try it again. So I was like, okay, we'll think about it. And to my surprising, and like I said, the people in Collindale rallied around us. The first time in Collindale history, has a Democratic slate that's there in Collindale. So this is something really big for us
Yes.
and for the people. So.
It's actually really impressive
Yeah.
because I did see that the mayor of Collingdale, he was actually Republican.
Correct.
So for you and also Felicia Coffey to be Democrats, and I've seen that she's actually doing very well.
She's very well
in that mayor race.
Yeah, she actually has she first started like a nonprofit organization. She has a really great nonprofit organization there in Collindale. She works with the people. Every first month of the month, she usually goes to do a food distribution and tells everybody for free. Put it out there on social media, verbally, whatever like that. Come on out. I have this food bank. Whoever needs stuff, come in here, absolutely free. And the people are like getting to notice her a lot more. And she has this great program called the Empowerment Zone. And the Empowerment Zone is just for people to come out to just, just to rally around certain people and individuals, kids, like I said, right now with the kids and how the structure is in our families and,
Yes.
It's something big for her. So with that being said, that kind of like brought her to the forefront as far as, okay, you know what, you'd be a great mayor. So lo and behold, she decided to throw it in like about a year ago, and here we go. We're here now. So, but we have a great slate. Dottie Gallagher, she's actually from the Southeast Delco School Board.
Okay.
So she has a little background of what Collindale and all of the surrounding areas is all about. Brianna Rush, same thing for her. She's running with certain things in her area. I mean, as far as just nonprofits and other things that helps with the kids, whatever like that. And myself, I don't know. I guess I consider myself a people person. I did help out with a lot of campaigns. Helped out with the Southeast Delco School Board with a lot of the ladies that's on there right now. And the surprising thing that got me was when my oldest daughter graduated high school this past year. She was the
Congratulations. Congratulations.
She was like, I'd like to get a shout out to Mr. Daryl Booker. And mind you, this is at Widener University, and this is the class of 2019 for high school. And there's like 2,000-3,000 people there. And all of a sudden she says, I get a shout out to Daryl Booker. I'm like this. Me? Like, and I didn't think nothing of it, only because, like I said, I'm just a regular person. If anybody knows who I am, I'm the type of person that's going to be like, okay, what are you doing? What's going on with education? Are you going to college? How are your grades?
Right.
And that's how I stand on it. And just even with the kids that be around my daughters and sons, I drill them. I don't mean to drill them, but I drill them because the simple fact is it's just the type of environment that I grew up in.
Right.
Exactly. My mother and my father and everything.
Now, do you feel that with your previous experience with being a people person and doing all that it helped you when it came to your campaigning? It made the transition more easier?
Yeah. I mean, like I said again, with talking to people, it's not like I have to sit up and say, hey, I'm Mr. Daryl Booker. And it wasn't like that.
Right.
It was more so, I want to know exactly what's going on, what's your problem, what your issues are, And when I see the kids there, I never call them by, hey, kid. I say, hey, scholar. Mm-hmm. Hey, scholar, how you doing?
You're planting that seed.
Correct. And that's the things that we have to actually put in our kids' minds, whatever like that. Regardless if you don't want to go to college, do a trade school. However, whatever. You need to, elevate your mindset as far as what you do after college. After high school, whatever like that. So any kid they know, for my daughters, whatever, like they always say, Mr. Booker's always calling us a scholar. That's because you are a scholar. Mm-hmm. You might not hear it at home sometimes, and that's the things that I tell people, mothers, fathers, they need to hear that.
They do.
Okay,
Yeah, I
they
agree.
need to hear that on a daily basis. Hey, scholar, even if that's my daughter or like that, and I tell them all the time, hey, scholar, have a good day. Hey, scholar, do what you're supposed to do. However, whatever. But with that being said, it kind of helped me out a lot as far as with campaigning and talking to people. So
Okay.
I think it's really great too that you also like suggest that they go to a trade school as well, because you know that like a lot of the times when we're growing up,
Exactly,
a lot of
yeah.
people tell you that college is the only way.
Exactly,
And,
yeah,
it
right.
is very important, and a lot of people do succeed in college, but
Exactly, right.
there's a lot of people out here that are successful with trade schools as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was the one thing with my mother and father. I mean, granted, I love my mother and father, but it was like either you go to college or you go in the military. I'm like, dang, I don't have no other options.
Exactly.
Because there was no work. You don't go to work and everything else. It's either college or,
And that's very important. What you want to introduce are the options.
Correct.
Right.
And that's the one thing that I try to tell my kids a lot. First thing I do is I do present the whole thing of college and universities, especially what you want to do.
Right.
Like my daughter who's Destiny. Destiny's in Albright College right now in Reading, PA.
Congratulations.
Thank you. She's studying psychology. So I said, okay, this is what you want to do, right? And every child knows, regardless if you're my child, friends, whatever like that, what is your 4-year plan? Because after 4 years, just because you have this, what are you going to do with it?
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't really understand that, And I tell them, I say, you need to do your research. That's the biggest thing. I said, when you decide, when you get into college, okay, you want to do psychology. Now, a lot of times, and this is an actual survey, they said that by the time you reach your sophomore year, about 40% of the kids will probably change their majors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
heard that
actually
also.
very true.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I tell them, I say, you know what? If this is what you really want to do, I want you to do your research on it, And a lot of them, and I tell them all the time, if this is what you want to get yourself into, whatever like that, just look at the small picture, look at the bigger picture. And I'm not saying just getting your bachelor's, get your master's.
Because you're teaching them to be more proactive
Correct.
rather
Correct.
than reactive
Right.
or to sit there and be content with what they're following.
Right, exactly. And like I said, and a lot of times when I tell the kids, because a lot of times their parents didn't go. And when their parents don't go, it's like, okay, well, you know what? Since you're out of college, out of high school right now, do what you want to do. Jobs are scarce now. It's not how it is when I was growing up. Like if you quit a job with it like that, 2 weeks later you can get another job. Now it's like you quit a job, you're like, oh, years going by, 2 years going by.
Now it's more of like who you know rather
Exactly.
than what you know, your
Exactly.
experience and everything.
Right.
You can be well qualified for a position, but if another person, say for instance, has an uncle that's there, they're
Exactly.
more likely to get into that job.
Exactly. So, but yeah, like I said, I try to teach it to the kids, and like I said, and just more so keep the parents well informed. Because a lot of parents, when they talk about financial aid, oh, no, that's money that I have to pay out. No,
Right.
well, no, listen, and I tell them a lot of times with that, their grants, their scholarships,
Exactly.
Matter of fact, your mindset should be like, okay, your kid comes to high school in 9th grade, what do you need to do to prepare himself for the 12th or herself to the 12th grade?
Right.
So just don't give them to say, okay, after 12th grade, that's it. No. You gotta give them options. You gotta give them something more that they can just look forward to and everything. So,
Right.
but yeah, but
I
that's the
agree,
type
I
of person
agree.
I am. So,
Wow. So, what were some challenges that you faced and overcame during this run?
well, since the town was so much Republican ran for so many years, that was the basis. Everybody just looked at basically how the town was structured, who's in charge of it, and that's all,
Because that's the thing a lot of people don't know. It was since the Civil War.
Since the Civil War.
That town has been
Right.
Republican ran.
Correct.
And that, things have been going the way they
wanted to go, right,
And there was no change.
And the thing you got to remember, mind you, like we're, I think, up to 9,000, close to 9,000 people
Yeah.
in that area right now. So with that being said, the times has changed because it's not just more so, we're more like,
It's more diverse now.
exactly, and it's not just more so, okay, this is my mom's people's here. No, it's more
Right.
of us, more, African Americans here. Not even that, we have people from overseas.
Yeah.
They're actually in the area right now. So it has to be something that people got to understand and realize that we're more of a how should I say, a soup. You know,
Yeah.
we're just
Yeah.
like, different ingredients in there right now, And again, we have to be able to coincide and work together with this, And I think that's probably our biggest issue and problem that we had when we were running for our seats, whatever like that. Because it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, the biggest issue is a lot of people's voices wasn't heard, in a lot of these areas in Collindale that wasn't been heard.
Right.
So, they come to us with concerns. Well, my son needs a job, or, I go to these borough meetings and my voice is not being heard,
Right.
or, something of those natures, Where is there anything else more out here in Collindale, So we try to set a platform of what we're going to run for, or what we're going to do,
Okay.
Whether it's education, whether it's something for the vets, whether it's something for, like I said, the kids, jobs is the biggest thing. We need jobs there,
Yes.
And like how Philly was, we had Philly jobs back in the day, where the kids in summertime, if they ain't had nothing going on, at least they had a job, something like that. So
Right.
we're trying to bring something of that culture there in Collindale. So
Okay.
right now, like I said, we have a great mayor's commission board that we're working on right now. At the helm is Felicia. So Miss Coffee, she is great. She's a great person. Her vibe is just like unexplainable, just as far as just who she is as a person. And, besides myself, and we have others around us that wants to come in and just help us, Let's bridge the gap between, the cops in our community.
Right.
Let's do more for our kids, Because like I said, a lot of times we look at it, we say, okay, our kids, look at what? Sports. Okay, play football, play baseball, but a lot of kids don't play football and baseball. You have people who
Right.
play chess.
Yeah.
You have dancers who wants to dance,
And we have to push for that more. because
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
hear a lot
'cause-
of times that, like, just because a kid likes to play basketball or whatever, that's not exactly what they want to do.
Exactly.
With me, I played ball growing up. I played basketball,
Right.
played a little bit of football. I even played baseball.
Right.
But I loved art more.
Correct. And I think it's more so it's an outlet for them. And that's probably what's the biggest thing right now because, like I said, in the county, there are certain things in the county you can do. But like I said, it's just basically, football, baseball, basketball,
Yeah.
something of that nature.
It seems like they're like, a lot of schools and a lot of communities, they'll rather actually sponsor more sports
Correct.
Yeah.
instead of
Right.
like sponsoring like music and
Correct.
other outlets that these kids can be using, especially for people that are interested in arts. And say, for instance, if a kid is interested in politics,
Right.
it should be certain stuff that they could actually get into while they're younger,
Right.
so that they can actually grow up and be developed and stuff like
Right, and that's the things that we want to. We're actually want to challenge the people because your voice has been heard, but we want to also actually ask y'all, okay, if this is what you want, come help us out.
this. Exactly.
You
Like
know,
ask them
just
for
don't
their
just don't talk about it,
suggestions.
be about it. We're the
Yeah.
ones going to be in the forefront. But again, when I tell people, I'm not a politician, I'm an advocate. And it's because I advocate for people like you, whose voices are not heard.
Right.
And that's the basis of how you're supposed to have, or how you're supposed to run your city, your borough, your state, whatever like that. Because like I said, I don't want nothing from it. That's just something I do because I'm a people person. I just want people to be able to say, okay, you know what, my voice has been heard now. Mr. Booker, Miss Coffee, Miss Rush, Miss Gallagher, they talked about what they're going to do. These are the real deal. So that's what we want to establish there in Collindale. So that's the basis of how we want our years there and more there. So as
Right.
far as being I guess politician, but but as far as doing that though.
But I
Okay.
think that y'all are trying to take it to like a new level instead of just
Yeah.
being a politician, actually listening to the people and being there with them as well, because that's more important.
You
Yes,
have to.
yes,
You
it
have to because, like I said, at the end of the day, when it comes down to voting again, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what did Mr. Booker do?
Right.
Did he help us out? Did he listen to what we were talking about? That's the basis of how things are. It's not one of the
Exactly.
things where it's like, okay, yeah, you just threw me a bone and that's about it. No. I want you to be involved with me.
Right.
I want you to be able to say, okay, you know what, Mr. Booker, I got a question, whatever like that. Okay, no problem. We'll sit down, we'll talk about it. And if you want to bring something to the table as far as like, well, I have a great group of guys who wants to come in and help out with something like that, you know what? Come on, let's talk about it, you know? And I never shut anything down. That's something that I don't do because, like I said again, it's for the people, by the people. We've missed that.
Right.
In our society right now, we miss the whole thing for the people, by the people, because they're the ones who are voting for us. They're the ones who, you know, make how our society, you know, just who we are and what we do. So we're missing that. That's the basis of,
And I believe the people that came out and vote, and that's the thing, like, he invited me to come out there and work the polls with him and everything. It was great.
Dom, you was a natural, brother.
Thank you. That was actually my first
I
time
think you
doing
might
it,
have
but
some things in the future for yourself, brother. Yeah, you know.
It was a great experience. It was a great experience. And, like, you got to see that the people who didn't have a voice, they're the ones that came out and voted. They're the ones that came out and made a stand.
Correct.
And made a difference. And you guys won by, like, a margin. Like,
It wasn't something small. I mean, that was, like I said, it's the first time, like I said, in Canada. Because be mindful, in the area that we live in, we have Darby, Cowan, Sharon Hill, and in the middle of that was Collingdale.
Right.
So, I mean, it wasn't one of those things where it was like a hostile takeover. No, that's not what it is basically, you know, again, it's what our society is right now. Like I said, a lot of people kind of like migrated to the area. A lot of people kind of like been in the area. A lot of people want to see change. A lot of people want to see just what is it that, you know, the Democrats can bring to the table. Because right now, we're the majority. I think we're up to, it's almost 80-20 now.
Yeah. It's actually a big.
Right. So it's a big
difference.
thing. So, and even with some of the Republicans are like, all right, we need to change and just not just the scenery. We just need to change and just what we see in the whole broader aspect of what are we going to do with our borough. So, and that's where we came in at. Because like I said, again, we're just normal people. Nobody really has a background in politics. You know, we're just people in our society who sees what goes on a daily basis, you know, as far as what our, you know, other council members are doing or what our people are doing in the school board or whatever like that. We see all this. They hear it, you know. So, like I said again, there is no rhyme or reason. There is no concept. You know, if you decide to get into something like that, do your background. Just look at everything that goes on. Because, like I say, just don't go in there and talk about, well, I want change. Okay, why do you want change?
Yeah, what do you want to change?
Exactly.
That's
Right.
the thing, like
Right.
I was saying earlier, it was Republicans that were even saying, like, this has been a Republican-run town for, you know, forever, since the Civil War.
Correct.
I wanted to see change. I voted Democrat not because I am a Democrat, but because I want to see change.
Right.
And that speaks volumes right there.
It does. It does. It's funny, too, because even with people who live there, the people that like the neighbors and stuff, they are Republicans, but they have Democratic type of like mindsets of what they want. And the only reason why they're like that is because if you have that R next to your name, you get a lot more things done, which I think it's just utterly ridiculous, you know. And when I tell people a lot of times, you know, I don't care if you have a D next to your name or next to your name, you know. It's about humanity. It's about what you want to do and how you want to change the aspect of how your life is and others, you know. But in the aspect to where it's like, okay, we can all prosper. I'm not talking about money-wise. Just like prosperous as far as just, okay, I love to live in this town. You know, I love to be around my neighbors. I love to be in this certain situations to where, you know, say I can come home and say, hey, how you doing, Gertrude? Oh, I'm fine, Bill. How are you doing? Whatever like that. Because now, like I said, in certain areas, it's like, okay, I come home, you see a neighbor, you're like, oh, okay, I don't feel like dealing with you.
Or you
But,
don't
you know,
even
right.
know your neighbor.
Exactly, right. So, like I said, again, let's get back to that. Like I said, that's the biggest thing where, when I was growing up back in West Philadelphia, where there were people, as soon as you hit the block, hey, Daryl, how you doing? I'm fine, how you doing? Miss Blasingale, from Miss Blasingale to Miss Ford to Mr. Mrs. whoever. It was just like everybody on the block. Everybody knew who everybody was. And the thing is, it was accountability because they didn't want to see none of the kids out there doing anything, and you know, and we tell each other. And it's like I said, I want to get back to that.
We had more like it takes a village mentality
Correct.
back then, because even
Yeah.
with us
Correct.
growing up in North Philadelphia,
Correct.
or when we went to our grandmother's house in
Correct.
South Philadelphia,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
we had that community.
Correct. And I think that's what we're missing right now. Even in Philadelphia, we're missing that. I mean, in certain areas, because like I said, certain areas are, towards that actual bond that we need. But we definitely need that. We want to be able to protect our kids. Protect each other. No matter
Exactly.
what goes on, and that's how we want to see. Not only Collindale, but we want to see other boroughs like that.
Right.
Because like I said again, we've come to the point in our lives where we're like that. It's just we only see what we see. When we knock on our door, we open our door key. Eat food together, and then we can. That's another different topic about socializing. While you're eating and stuff like that. But we need to get back to that. I mean, that's the things
do.
that we
We
need
do.
to do that. So.
I see us doing more of that during the summer months.
Right.
Because the winter
Yeah.
months, everyone's staying inside. They either go to work, go to school.
Right.
come
No,
out.
I mean, and totally, I understand that part. I mean, like I said
But you
again.
do have some people that come out during the wintertime and stuff. I know it might be less, you might get more done in the summertime, but
Yeah.
No, but at least again, you still have that type of atmosphere,
right.
around the person and stuff, and that's why, I think my mother and father that, like I said again, I mean, this year they'll be celebrating 50 years and being married.
Oh, wow.
And
That is beautiful.
when I say morals and values for three boys, and it's the craziest thing. That's probably the main reason the way that I am as far as a person. My dad went to work. My mom stayed home, raised us, whatever like that. My dad was the same thing, raised us, whatever. But the morals and values was always there, and that's why I try to put into my kids.
Right.
You're the reflection. When I'm out here, when I'm working and everything, hey, if you know for a fact that you're not supposed to be doing anything, look at me. Am I doing that? Am I on the street just doing some really knucklehead stuff? No, that's not who I am.
You're being the example for them.
Exactly, and we need to get back to that because our society needs those types of morals and values again. And that's where I'm at with it because, I welcome anything. I welcome any suggestion. Constructive criticism is the biggest thing that also I live on. Because
Exactly.
whatever you can do to help, let me know. I mean, people are opinionated. I understand that part, whatever. But whatever I can do, whatever you can do to help me out or help, I can help you out. That's how we should do it as far as our society is
It's all
concerned.
about building
I
back up that
definitely
community.
agree.
Exactly.
It's all about building back up that tribe and that community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like, I agree wholeheartedly.
And I definitely respect you on that because, there are a lot of households that, don't have a mother and father.
Correct.
But, I feel like if the community is more established and,
Right.
There is someone that's like a representative to show, okay,
Correct.
this is something that you can do
Yeah.
or this is another route that you can go, some people feel trapped because
Oh,
they don't
yeah,
have the
most
life that
definitely.
everyone else
Right.
has.
Yeah.
And,
No.
I feel like with you making the community come together a little bit more, it'll help the people understand, okay, I'm not alone.
Correct.
Because a lot of
Okay.
people feel like,
Not
they're
to cut you off, but
Okay.
one thing I did like that you did back during, what was that, Christmas? Was it Christmas when we went over, we got the toys?
Oh, toys
We
for-
donated
yep.
for toys and everything.
Correct.
He bought, a few toys, but he also bought Monopoly games.
oh, that's good.
And what that's doing, that's introducing children
Oh, yeah.
to both consumerism, capitalism, and
Correct.
everything.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
So that's important to teach children also.
Yeah.
And the one thing you did not see is a gun in any of those packages.
Nope. Not one
Yeah.
weapon.
Not
no,
one
no
gun.
knife, no gun.
No knife,
none
no
of that.
gun, no. I mean, you might have some WWE figures and stuff like that, but that's the closest thing you get to, some type of, atmosphere. But no guns. Like I said, just guns down, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's my, we need to learn how to love each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
You
one
know.
thing I did see, like, with me working, I work in the Vision Center that's inside of a Walmart on South Christopher Columbus Boulevard. And what I did see is that a lot of parents were they were buying their children guns.
Correct.
Instead of buying them something like, for a kid to be a kid, a baseball bat and
Correct.
glove and everything for a video game, whatever.
Right.
They were buying them guns, and that's already introducing the idea that that's okay.
Yeah, it's so funny you said that because even for Christmas this year, I decided for my granddaughter, I said, you know what, you got a video game, how about some checkers and chess? She's like, oh, really? I said, cool, so we
Got excited about
got
it.
excited because, like I said, her mind is like, you will have to meet her. I mean, honestly, this little girl, her mindset is like, it's mind-blowing. Very smart, very intelligent young girl, can conversate with you, and it's kind of scary sometimes because it's like, we're having a conversation and you're on the same level as most adults are, but we got to introduce certain things other than a video game system
And electronics.
Something like that. Chess, checkers, what was it, Chinese checkers? I said, man,
Like
Chinese checkers.
backgammon and stuff like that.
Uno, something of those nature, something of that nature, But that's the things that when we went
Those
to
are
go,
more mind stimulating.
exactly,
Yeah.
And that's the thing when we were going around for the whole raising the toys for Merit Coffee, it was more so like, I'm not going to go and get you no gun, I want something to actually get your mind working.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. I mean, like I said, we not saying that you can't have a football, because I put some footballs in there and basketballs in there.
Yeah.
But the most part is like, I'm telling them, like, we need something else to get these kids. So that's our mission this year. We want the kids out there. We want the kids to understand. We want the parents to understand. Okay?
Right.
We're here. We want you to, come out and support, So, I mean, like I said, I got 4 years of this. So, it's gonna be a good run, but we have the backings of a lot of people. So,
Well, I definitely wish you the best of luck in that.
Exactly.
And
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you
And
so much.
for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'd like to come back out again.
Oh, yes, definitely.
This is awesome. I like this.
Everyone, this good brother right here, Councilman Daryl Booker,
Yes,
is
sir.
getting sworn in tomorrow.
Correct.
Is it 7 p.m.?
7 p.m.
Where
Yes, at Collindale Borough Hall in Collindale. It's right off of Clifton and McDade Boulevard.
Let the people know where to reach you at.
Ha, okay. If any questions, comments, concerns that you might have, you can reach me. My email address is epic365@yahoo.com. My Instagram is that brother, Mr. Epic, because that was my name beforehand, Mr. Epic. So, and of course on Facebook, it's Daryl Booker, 1 R, 1 Y, 1 L.
And then for us, you can reach us on DeepRooted215 for Instagram. My personal, Anubis MN for Instagram, as well as Dominic Powell for Facebook, and Midnight Entertainment LLC for both Facebook and Instagram.
And, of course, you can reach me on Instagram at ishkapish215. 15.
Ish Capiche.
I don't know why I keep on
that.
forgetting
I
it.
like that.
But
I like
it's
that.
EISHCAPEESH. And on Facebook, you can reach me at Aisha FYO Powell, and that's AISHA.
So thank you again for sitting and enjoying with us.
I love it.
This is Deep Rooted,
Keep at it.
Season 2,
Keep at it.
Episode 1. Get your merchandise.
Yes, sir.
Link's going to be in the description, but you could also get it on teesprings.com/shop/Midnight Entertainment, or you can go on to the Instagrams, and we have the links in the descriptions.
Support people. Support. You definitely need to support. Yes.
So this is Deep Rooted, created by Midnight Entertainment, sponsored by Hustle Vision Entertainment. This is your host signing off. Peace and love.